Great to see you guys. Good thing you didn't hear what I said. Happy Monday. Shout outs to everybody. Good to see you. Terry Smiles. Waiting on Mr. Canoli coming in with number one comment of the night. Terry Smiles killing it. I am the Jad dropping the 69. There you go, Jad. Terry giving himself credit. First like, first comment. You go, Terry. God bless you. Shout outs to Terry Smiles. Stumbling across Tuscan Leather by Tom Ford. Great scent. I like the ombre leather, but that's just me. That's just me. Anyways, I hope you guys were able to catch my first impression of the Z creators. I couldn't wait. The second I heard that mail come, I came myself. I mean, seriously. You guys ever shoot your load in your underwear? It's awful. It's just a filthy fucking mess. There's no way around it. Also, I'm not talking into my microphone. You're hearing the webcam audio. However, it is comforting and familiar, so we're going to keep it going like this. Big rips, Christy Alley. Christy Alley just died, ladies and gentlemen, not too long ago. She had cancer. They were keeping it under the wraps. It's unfortunate. Good evening to I Smell. There he is. 6 to the 9. Shout out to TLTG. What is a TLTG? I think we'll find out tonight. How you doing, Autumn? I did have a wardrobe change. It's true. I had to change. Evening Mystique getting great reviews, as it should. It's a great scent. Good to see you. What's up, CK? Salty Son says Joey stole his hat from a little old lady. Now her head is cold. But mine is warm. Hey, come on. 69 to Laura, wherever you are. Montrese looking for his Argentinian queen. Respect that. Shout outs to Montrese. What's up, my brother Ref? Shout outs, Big Rips. Cheers. Big Rips, look who's talking. Wow, Christopher, is that you? I shot my load into a fragrance bottle, sold it as skin cream. Terry selling his own organic goo. God bless him. But does it work, Terry? And if it does, I would like a 10 ml decan. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. We got 27 people watching on this fine Monday night. Happy Monday to you bad motherfuckers. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you went over to Unaverage Joe, watched his Scent Explore stream he did with some great guests. I tuned in for a little while. I had a piece of fried chicken. Life is grand. We have red bottoms on. Shout outs to shout outs, of course, at the end of the day. But it's true. We are here. This is not clickbait. This is the Z Creators 2.0 featuring the one and only GZ. And of course, TLTG reviews. With that being said, you guys better drop a 69 if you're excited for our special guest that we have tonight. Joey's always been a selfish boy. Ask Mama Cannoli. He always needs to be the main event. I am the Jad. I see no lies in that statement. God bless you. Anyway, shout outs to Jad. That's why I can't look at the second soul box. It's too long. It's too deep. But you can see my keyboard. You like that, you little fucking pervert? Anyways. I'm wearing the Purple Rains, in case you guys were wondering. I didn't get the double wide. I wanted to see how the small look on my face. And it's kind of funny. I do have a big head. It's filled with all the sadness you give me, honey. All the negative thoughts you bring out of me. Anyways, follow up to the hat stealing joke. Yes, I am still bald. Yes, you're still a cuck. I don't mind his head. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, you scared the shit out of me. What do you want to do? How you doing, Foster? What's going on? What's up, Germs? It's just end of the day. How you doing, RXO? You want to tell everyone about that?
So, I had a little thing with my family, and we were going through my mom's stuff. So, my sister and I were going through like all of her perfume and all her belongings, and so I picked this one out. because this one reminded me the most of her. This is the Lancome La Vie Belle. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. Hi. But yeah, this one actually like really reminds me of my mom. And so I kept this one and I wore it today. It was very nice. And that's all I have to say about that.
Shout outs. Mangalan, you bitch you.
Lancome.
Joey, that corner of the carpet is a trip hazard. Oh, right here? Yeah, someone likes to step under it. Shout outs to the JJ Stocking. Say Nick came for you bad motherfuckers. Honey, you're looking real busty today. What's going on?
Guess whose stocking this one is? Shout outs to the tag still on there.
You could say I was a good boy.
Whose stocking is this?
That's someone from the north side. Anyway, shout outs. Jingle Skells, great name. Juju, my mom, wears that too. Anyways, everything is fixable with duct tape. It's very true. We also have a white and a black nutcracker. We're all inclusive in this bitch. All nuts crack the same way.
What do you tell me it wasn't black?
It was a joke, honey.
He was Sicilian.
He is Sicilian. The fuck you doing? Anyways, you could say that I was a good boy. My wife loves that stuff. She has that one. Oh, hell yeah, RXL. Seems to be a... Bet her sack has toys, as Terry smiles, like always. So, my people, I'd like to introduce you to a very special guest. I give to you, without further ado, Mr. GZ himself.
Hi, Joey.
Hi, George. How are you?
How you doing?
You know, I'm all right. My stocking is stuffed to the gills.
Good. Good for you.
Thank you. Has anyone stuffed your stocking today?
No stuffing.
Only on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, every other Thanksgiving.
How are you?
I am, I'm good. I'm well. I'm blessed. I'm happy.
That's beautiful.
You know, I would show it on my face, but there's so much Botox I can't move.
I bet I could make you smile. How about a threesome?
That's it. You'll always make me smile.
All right.
Oh man.
There we go. Look at
What's
it.
up,
It hurts
everybody?
to smile. How you doing, Ross? What's up, bud?
And just like that, he's leaving.
It's
He's
just
out.
like
Stage
that.
right.
You didn't leave. How long was that? 2 seconds?
It didn't take long.
I like
You
when-
didn't stay on. You didn't stay on the topic of his Botox, so he left.
I'm sorry, George.
Yeah, if it's not about me, I'm leaving.
Your Botox, everything. It looks
Mhm.
beautiful. Beautiful head of hair. Beautiful mane. I love the beard. I love the top. It's a nice job. Oh shit.
Thank you, Joey. You make me feel beautiful.
Gotta
You know
love the George Zaharoff, Andy Warhol behind him.
George Warhol. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
George, I'd like to see one of those, but current. You know, with the long hair and the beard. I think it'd be quite sexual in its nature.
Make this nice. Let me make myself nice for everybody. Okay.
There you go.
Is that the real TLTG? Says I smell. People are. Is that the real Ross?
That's the fake one. It's the
Yeah,
the filter.
I was made on a 3D printer.
This is the 3D printer version of Ross. I've
Yeah.
had him cooking up the last weekend.
Yeah.
Apparently, people aren't liking the stream.
Apparently,
Really?
they're not like
I did
not-
all caps, cursed, and exclamation points. I was hoping they would be like, "Oh, I didn't like it yet."
Awful. You gave it a
I
shot.
tried.
Time to musk up. It looks like a picture of Rudy at Neil's house. My God, how are you doing? Shout,
What's
is
up,
that the real Rudy?
Hi, Rudy.
Is anyone real today?
So
I don't know. Did Rudy's change his avatar?
I think he did.
Okay.
I think he did.
So I think that now that the three of us are on, I'd like to make an announcement that
Oh, here we go.
I want to show all three of us together. Show us all together. Go ahead, all three. There you go.
I know where this is going.
So I think I'd like to announce to the world that we're all lovers.
I knew that's where he was going.
And
That's what it is.
it started with thank you.
He was ready.
It started.
Oh man.
It started with Joey and I. Juju knows. She's good with it.
Juju's the photographer.
As long as she's watching and filming, she's good.
Yes.
I got you.
As long as she gets a credit.
And taking pictures, because I think it got out of someone let one of those photos out. I heard it's floating around.
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
It's true.
So
Yeah, oh yeah.
because we're so tall and Joey's a big guy, we needed to find a smaller person. And so I
Like
went on this
a buffer.
And when I saw Ross,
Oh man.
actually at that time it was TLTG, he had maybe, I don't know, 12, 14 subscribers. And Joey calls me up and goes, Joey, George, this is it. He's my type.
He's the one.
We need to reel him in, and from that point on, it's been the three of us, and
Why do you guys think Joey shaved his head? George decided he liked bald with facial hair, so we had to match.
I can't look at that. Joey gets me too excited.
I need to shave though. Yeah. Settle down.
It's so hot.
Yeah,
So-
too hot for TV.
And so I feel really good now. saying
George,
that.
close your eyes.
Huh?
Close your eyes.
He's shaving his head.
I'm just so excited.
Oh fuck! Oh, I wish I had
Oh
some
my
Zaharoff
god.
butter. Oh,
Jesus
What did
Christ.
he say? What did he say?
I wish I had some
Oh,
Zaharoff butter. Oh fuck!
I'm
I'm
God.
sorry.
Joey, I'm coming.
Oh my god! Oh, I'm ready for 3.0. Fuck! Oh, I want to pre-order so fucking hard.
And
Spray a
so-
little evening Mystique on it.
And so, because I think that
Ah!
just because we're friends, we
It's
must be lovers, right? Because
Must
we're
be.
friends, right? So
We're more than friends.
now it's out.
Cat's
in
out the
open.
bag.
It's out in the open. I feel like
So cold.
God bet.
I'm
He just put the bottle down his shirt.
thank
titty
you
fucking the
guys.
bottle right now. Well, let's...
Thank you
God.
for listening. I really,
Terry says we all look like brothers.
Not quite.
Close enough, right?
I
Whereas,
really,
like in Four Brothers, two of us are black. You're like, wait a second, how's this work? This stream is so gay? Says Kells.
Bill, let me tell you that it's so strange that everything. It's funny because there's so much homoerotic comments being made by people who are straight. Like I don't know, and so I don't know what to say. I just, people can't be friends. God forbid 2 men or 3 men are good friends.
3 men and a baby. You know?
George said,
Yeah.
Joey, I'm coming. Yes, I'm coming. Next week I'm going to come see him.
Yeah, he is.
The 3 gay, what?
That's
Gay
true.
Migos.
Gay Migos.
The 3 gay. Look, Joe, Joe, if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Whoever we sleep with behind closed doors, who the fuck's, whose business is it anyway?
Listen, it's pleasure over business when I'm around, okay?
That's what I'm talking about.
It's always pleasure when
Gotta
I'm
get
around.
down to it.
That's it. All right? Let's get down to it.
And so, Joey, I love you. Ross, I love you. We love each
More
We
than
other.
love you, Georgie.
And we can
We're
move
three-
on in life.
We're the 3 best friends that anyone could have, right?
Everybody's fucked now.
Yeah, this is it.
Meeting of the minds. It's over.
It's a real meeting of the mind. Listen, we're having a gay old time like the Flintstones. I
Yeah.
agree with Terry. No pun intended. No gay.
Or
Anyway,
is it?
thank you. Or is it? I guess that's up to you. But I am so happy to have you gentlemen here with me tonight.
Thank
The
you.
pleasure is mine, sir.
I really do appreciate it. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone, says Christopher. There you go.
It's comical. We all talked
We're
about
having
this on the
fun.
phone
We're just-
earlier. That's why as soon as George said put the three of us on screen, I knew that's where he was going. We were cracking jokes about this on the phone, the three of us earlier.
It's true. It's very true. Let's just say you all rock. Everyone's fucked.
Appreciate you, Terry.
Lube is optional. Shout outs
Lube
to
optional.
Medina. Look at Medina.
What's up, Fernando?
Fernando's been here since 2020. Fucking knives.
I just
We got
love the
BC.
guy.
Look at BC talking about legends, George. We got BC
What's up, Brian?
here.
Hi, Brian. Good to see you.
What's going on,
Good to see
Brian?
Brian. Christy Alley passed away. Awful.
Saw
It's
that.
so sad. She died of cancer, and I just can't help wonder, because John Travolta's wife the same. They don't believe in medicine, right? Scientologists. So it's sad if that was the case, if she didn't treat it because her, she wasn't allowed to, or her beliefs.
Yeah, that's
Well,
horrible.
Heidi, it's funny you say that because Heidi actually told me if she ever comes down with cancer, she doesn't want to go through all that. She said she's just going to smoke weed and just go slowly. It's like, it's going to suck if that ever happens. Like,
God
that'll
forbid.
be brutal.
Yeah,
God forbid. But she actually told me she don't want to go through all the bullshit with chemo and stuff. So.
Well, I think Christie's, they were keeping it under wraps. They didn't want it to go public. And I want to say she had recently found out she had cancer. And
What
just
kind
like
of cancer do you know?
I haven't had any specific details, but every source is saying she passed away from cancer.
It's sad.
Rudy says there ain't no secrets in FreightCom. Bunch of loudmouths. Let's be real. The streets always talk, Rudy. It is true. I knew things were different when Joey and Miami Cuddles started pulling out purses. Oh shit!
RXL, the way the zones happen, because RXL is like, why am I the only one not getting anything?
See, he sees everything, Rick.
You're in zone 3, I think it is. It's farther away. So everyone, I was surprised because some were sent out Friday, and then the rest were sent out today. And I don't know if people got there.
Yeah, a very small portion went out Fridays, unfortunately.
And so they got it at Saturday.
Uh-oh.
You guys, I am beyond wiped between the traveling, the time zones, trying.
In the bedroom.
Yeah, of course.
Kept me up all night. Anyways,
if you move, if Ross moves his camera a little bit to the left, you'll see the harness we installed in the ceiling.
Yeah, in my hotel. So we're not staying under the same roof to keep some mystery between us.
Yes.
I'm at the hotel, he's at home. We got to keep some mystery.
But I'm gonna have 2 guest rooms, and I have built the house so it's ideal for guests. Everything I'm doing is so people can come and spend a couple days and enjoy themselves. Shay Zaharoff.
Every time I go to George's, I come, and that's the beauty about coming.
I was wondering if you were going to run with that because he set you up.
Listen, whenever I come to George's, I have a great time. I leave exhausted, a couple pounds lighter,
drained.
I feel drained, but I also am fulfilled.
I'm happy I do that for you, Joey.
I just want to say thank you so much. Ross is separate from GZ to keep up the evening mystique.
Exactly. Exactly. There you go.
Sultry sand it is? Is that what it is? Sultry sand?
It was Salty Son again. He changed it back to Salty Son.
Is that Patrick?
That's Patty Cakes.
Love you, P.
I'm coming over, George, says Kyler.
With a U. Spelled with a U.
Coming.
Does the hotel have Lalabo toiletries? I remember back in the day, everyone would steal them, right? They had lotions.
It's lavender and neroli, which kind of goes with what I've been wearing.
Oh, Bulgari man.
Yeah, wood neroli. From those of you that saw me and him's Marshall's adventure from last night,
Watching you eat the chips.
which apparently was us out on evening on the town having a date from some of the comments.
Would you say that was in itself the evening mystique? You and George at the rack store just living it up?
That is hysterical.
It was
To have him in a rack store. That's what, like, when we first walked in and he grabbed the buggy, it's like, because he's the most bougie human being I know, and he's grabbing a buggy at a rack store like he's going to buy a bunch of shit, you know?
Let's talk about the Himalayan salt chips you were eating.
They were
George.
good.
What
They were
drew
good.
you to the Himalayan salt out of all the selection? Why did you pick that bag?
Because Himalayan sea salt is good for you. It's healthier than regular salt.
Okay, so you were making a health-conscious choice when it came to your snacking.
That's right.
And how much does a bag like that set you back?
I don't know.
It was just a few dollars.
Did they give you those chips for free?
Did they what?
When you checked out and you had the bag open,
Well, had they realized who he was, probably, you know,
they would have gave him the chip.
if they'd have realized it was Mr. Zaharoff, you know.
Because I do have like all
I do understand.
I have like my life running like a ballet. I was telling Ross that, and like, you know, I show up and like Ross, I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I go straight to the drive-through.
Well, wait, you got to paint the picture. It was over our nice candlelit dinner that we shared this evening. He was telling me this. You know?
Right, and so
You got to paint the scene for them.
Himalayan salt.
and so like I just have it where, you know, you have it where life is effortless and you're living your best life, and that's the way to do it.
So the Himalayan salt counters the bad of the potato chips. Yes.
No, it's the Himalayan sea salt. That's all.
Well, at least they were kettle cooked. I mean, I guess that counts for something.
I've never had a kettle, but I wouldn't mind cooking.
But what killed it was the onion rings he had 10 minutes later from Burger King.
How does RXL know that?
Because I talked about it in the lunch live stream earlier today.
There
I
you
said, I don't
go.
know how he eats all of his food. I said, I don't know where he puts it. He's so thin.
George wearing the shirts The Rock wore in WWF 2000 says BC. There you go. Shout outs to WrestleMania 2000. Listen, I open bags inside stores all the time. If you finish it in the store, it's free.
That's the rule with a drink. If it's done before you get to the register, it goes in the garbage.
God damn. Savages all around, I tell you.
Oh man.
Oh, there's no C in Himalaya. That's true, Marcus. Yeah, waiting for Noel to pop up for his yearly visit, of course. Busy guy. Creed Himalaya I recently bought. There you go. Creed Aventus. They're talking about Creed. Can you smell what George is cooking? People are having a lot of fun with that comment, George. They're really enjoying it.
Can I smell what George is cooking?
It's a reference of The Rock.
Wayne
The
Johnson.
Rock wore Versace shirts like that in the late 90s.
But this isn't Versace. This isn't.
But they have a similar look to it, is what they're saying.
Okay, it's Fendi and Versace. It's
Fendaci.
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 See the F's here? Don't you guys see it?
Do you guys not know Fendi? The fuck is wrong with you guys? You're in a fucking community of high-end designers. You don't recognize Fendaci? Anyways, shout outs. George, you know what? I really like that hoodie. I think you look marvelous. I also feel like you're topless underneath. Is that true?
Probably.
Oh, you are. You are. He is. Can we get a little,
I'm not. I'm wearing an undershirt.
no late night mystique? Okay, all right, that's fine. Speaking of, let's talk about why we're here. It's not about our threesome. It's not about Himalayan fucking salt chips or onion rings or the fact that TLTG has been cloned. This is not the real. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're here because the Z Creators 2.0 has launched. People are receiving their bottles. Now, I don't know, George or Ross, if you guys have heard what other people are saying about these fragrances, but if so, what is the reaction?
Only a few people have gotten them, and so I think that Ross and I are just sitting. We've done the work. It's been a huge.
Still doing it.
Yeah, we're still doing it. It's been for myself, for Zaharoff. It was a huge it was a huge endeavor.
Yeah.
And the only thing I could do is I just have to put it into the universe and hope that people enjoy and love it. But this was the next level, like the amount of details that you have in your hand. I mean, if you really think about it, down to the glass mirror and the chrome and all of that had to, oh my God, all of it had to come together and all the pieces had to fit. Because the front of the bottle is not straight, it's a V shape. So it's like this, the front, where it curves.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to create a certain die to where you put the bottle in, and then you had to put the plate in an exact position. And I think, was it you, Joe? I think, Joey, that it's because the bottles are half made, it's called semi-automatic, that when it comes out of the tool, it sits heated until it gets dry, and so the glass forms differently. Not all bottles are the same, and so
Yep.
There's a lot to it. Yeah, my children.
I don't think people realize.
Look at the printing on the side. There you go. That's separate. So I had to be moving the bottles and the caps and all of them had to be moved around everywhere in order for each process to happen. And so, yeah. And so the bottles were filled before the chrome plates came, and I had to get tape cores, the circular things in between the tape that you buy at Walgreens or whatever, just the regular tape. Yeah, look at that. And so, yeah, anyway. Ooh.
Black
Get sucked into the abyss.
I don't know, this always reminds me of, what are those called?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Anyways, so listen, the quality, the craftsmanship, the 2.0, the upgrade, the boxes, the bottles, the caps, the plates.
Hi, John. Now they're both beautiful. Like I couldn't do the plates on the small bottle; it wouldn't look right.
But they are both beautiful. But when you call this a 2.0, I genuinely feel like everything has advanced from the last release.
Right.
Everything has been stepped up to the next level.
For sure.
The size alone, George. Okay? The size alone.
When you just put them side by side and you see the difference in presentation, obviously the cost structure was different for materials to create this, and that's just a $45 difference in price from last time. Double the juice and so much more for your money.
Right. And that will never, ever, 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 ever happen again. It will never happen again. Ever. Never, ever, never.
It almost feels like a steal. It really does, because 120 ml, correct, George?
Yeah.
It's a lot of juice.
It is,
That's
and Joey, when we first started this, when I first started the idea of doing a fragrance with certain content creators, I had, how do I want to say it? I was looking at, anyway, I was looking at the space, and I had said how it should be done. And so one of them was it had to be affordable. That was the one thing that many people complained about. So the first Z creators, I made it at 105. 115, and then thank you, Ross. And then for the larger size, 165, and I kept it at that because I just wanted it to be a value. I would rather someone say, you know what, this looks like a $300 bottle of fragrance, and you're getting it for 165. So that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be, because it's the community, and so you wanted them to celebrate because the only ones that are actually purchasing this are the subscribers, correct? Anyone who's a fan of Ross's or Justin's or Curly's. It's so.
Or yours.
Or mine, of course, yes.
Right.
And
There's
so,
a lot of people that are going to buy everything you put out because they appreciate the work you put out.
Thank you, Ross. So I wanted to keep it at that price, and hopefully a year from now, people are selling it on eBay for $400. I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
And getting it, of course.
Of course. So, from the reception that you have heard in the last few hours, Ross, what are people saying?
Yeah, because I've been bouncing around all the live streams. I jumped on with Juan for a little while after he finished up talking about it towards the end.
How did that go?
Juan seemed to be quite impressed. His wife was smiling ear to ear when he was showing her the box and the bottle for Evening Mystique. It was awesome. And yeah, he had nothing but great things to say. I jumped on there. The way he said it, and I thought this was an interesting way to put it. It was like with the first round, we dipped our toe in to see if the water was cold. Whereas this time we just jumped in balls deep, said screw it.
Oh, 100%.
It's a good way to look at it, because a lot of what we learned from the first time, you can see we learned certain things in the evolution of this project. And it was a first time experience for all of us, including George. He's never done this with other people before like this. So it was a learning experience for everyone. And even though the first three were what we all wanted them to be, we really set out to separate ourselves as even more, if possible, this time around, and continue some stories. Like me and Justin wanted to evolve on our stories. Andrea wanted to create a new story. So everything really ties in to what we were trying to do. When you hear the stories, when you see the presentations, and you smell the scent profiles, everything really fits. And then you have that Zaharoff flair and touch to everything, from top to bottom, inside and out, the tactile, what you see, what you smell. It's all a Zaharoff presentation, just a custom Zaharoff presentation because of the collaboration.
Right. So, tell me the origin story of Evening Mystique when it was in its infancy stage. So you had business over pleasure, and at that time, did you already have in mind an act 2? How did the act come into play? What were the inspirations, and what was the message that you wanted to get out there?
So I always knew what I wanted to do if I ever got to do it a second time, because there's more than one side to my personality. Because I was telling my own story with the first fragrance, and that was the business side of my life, especially at that time when it was being creative. And I wanted a scent that really fit the style of my daily life, and it's exactly what I wanted it to be. Claude really understands what I wanted to do. And then with this go around, it's the when I'm not at work, it's the brash, outspoken, enigmatic, no gray area type, which I am. You love me or you hate me. There's no in between, as everyone sees.
I agree. Good statement.
I want to tell that story. I want to continue that. So this is the brash, loud fragrance. Because some people complained about performance with the first one. That was never supposed to be a 12-hour fragrance that you can smell from 10 feet away. That wasn't its purpose. It wasn't built to be that. Whereas this is built to really grab you.
Oh, absolutely.
It's heavy, like you were saying earlier. It's very heavy fragrance.
I wore it when I went out. I did some shopping with the wife. Then we had dinner, and it's still as strong on me as when I applied it. I mean,
it is the highest oil concentration. It's very resinous and heavy in its design. The molecules, it's heavier oils, plus the heavy oil concentration. So it's one that, depending on where you spray it, I mean, if you spray it on a pulse point, obviously it'll burn off quicker. But if you spray it somewhere, like I spray the top of my forearm sometimes, it's not the most body heat oriented place. It'll be there the next day if you don't scrub your arms good when you take a shower. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's there to stay. It's like a glue, kind of like how rosé is, where it'll stay there. And even if it starts to fade and you don't really smell it real heavy, you heat up a little bit, it comes back. It's kind of got that similar effect. Because, I mean, it was created by the same man, Claude Deer.
So your act 2 is the pleasure over business. Is that essentially what we're...
A lot of people kept saying that was the running joke for so long, that I should do another one and it should be called that. And I get the comedic side of that and
Sure.
the entendre portion of it and all that, but I felt like that's too cheesy of a name to actually put on a fragrance.
Right.
Whereas that name came, like just like with Business Over Pleasure, that name came to me immediately. I had the name before I had the scent profile. The same thing happened here with Emu Mystique. It just had a ring to it. It sounded unique. I've never heard that for a fragrance before, and it just fit. It really fit. And then when you start going into the development of the presentation, because that's the last piece to the puzzle, is you get the story, you create the scent profile. Now we got to get the visual aspect. Let's bring this story to life. And when I was telling George what I was doing with Claude and the story I was telling, it really got it only takes one little thing to get that man's creative juices flowing.
Yeah,
to get his mind working the way only his mind works, at least people I've met in my life. His mind is very unique the way it works. He's a true designer. And he started, well, what about this, what about that? And it came down to, he had this idea of a vintage play ticket, this patina play ticket to a play that he actually showed in my live stream earlier today. That was the basis we kind of ran with. And it just started to evolve. We came up with a velvet bag, which is that color you see there, because I wanted a blood red, burgundy, dark cardinal type of feel. This time we ended up going with this. It's actually called purple red.
Right,
it's a
right.
burgundy blend. And it's one of those things where we couldn't fit the bag over a bottle and still put it in that box. So George said, well, hell, why don't we just put it on the box? And that's why you see, and that's like Julissa said earlier, it's velvet. You know, that's definitely velvet.
Right.
Absolutely fucking gorgeous.
And the front,
absolutely gorgeous.
The front was going to be a play ticket. That's right.
It was originally going to be a torn off ticket. We even had at one point an idea of individually numbering them, random numbers, but unique numbers where no two were the same, with your seat number to the ticket. That was our initial ideas.
That it belonged to an auditorium of this, theater. Yeah.
Because that was the idea. That's where the velvet comes in, the velvet rope, the curtain, the seats. This is a higher class theater. We're thinking, old 1920s, 30s, 40s era. That's why if you notice the color palette, like when you put the blue cap on earlier and it works, it's the same color palette as Business Over Pleasure. It's just a slightly faded hue in many ways, like a patinaed vintage hue to that same color palette. It's the blues, the reds, and so on. That looks cool. George actually wanted to do the blue cap. I wanted to go a different route. I wanted to change it up.
Both of them are great because I love this color.
Yeah, I do too. It's gorgeous.
And of course it matches the box, the sides, correct? But when you look at how the cap pops with the sides right here, it's just, and it's almost like, I hate to say a throwback like it was from 30 years ago, but it's almost like an Easter egg, if you will, of Business Over Pleasure, the first launch, right? Like if it would have came out, you have this, it's the same cap as the other one, but now it's evolved, it's transformed, it's reached another level of its evolution. And you know what? For those that were lucky enough to own a bottle of Business Over Pleasure, you can fuck around and put that on there. Or of course.
And someone made a comment that it's so busy. Well, after the Victorian era, you had the Edwardian era, and people would fill their homes with paintings and rugs and trinkets, and the packaging and everything was very busy. We would say now, but back in the day, it was all about excess and beauty and patterns, and so that's what you're watching right there. It's from that era, late 1800s, and that's when someone said it's too busy. It was like, damn, I'm glad. That's what I wanted. You wanted it to look busy because
it grabs your attention
from that era. And then you had the people that would go from town to town with a horse and carriage, and they would sell these tonics, these cure-alls, and that is the inspiration for Ross's bottle, is that kind of elixir, that cure-all. And so that was and I wanted it to look like a tonic bottle, and that's what they looked like back in the day. They weren't in color, but but that's the overall inspiration behind it, and I think it did a good job, and it did the trick.
Yeah, because the
I just think
colorful really, really works with my loud personality, because that's what this was about. That's why it had to have the color still, because it's the loud side of the personality.
Right.
That's what the story this fragrance is telling,
now,
which is what
now,
you
Ross,
guys see on live streams.
I know you're absolutely. I know that you're a gamer, so I want to bring up something to you, and I'm sure there's going to be a few people in the chat that are going to recognize this reference, and it's going to blow them away. What does this look like to you, Ross?
I'm trying to figure out where you're going with it, because I'm thinking Fallout for some reason. Fallout's popping in my head, but I know that's not where you're going with it.
BioShock.
That's interesting. It does fit that theme.
Elixir. It looks
because
like,
it's 1920s era. It's
it
that early 1900s.
100%. It looks like one of the atoms that you would fucking inject in your skin. The E.
It's that weird like sci-fi world. Yes.
Under the sea fucking shit, guys.
I never thought of that. That's a great reference, Joey.
This literally looks like the ad that would play in the game when you would find it. You know, George was calling it a potion, calling it a fucking tonic. But guess what? It literally looks like it fell out of the BioShock universe. And
I never thought about that. It's
beautiful. And maybe that's why I'm drawn to it so much. Maybe that's why it's my favorite. You know, even the box, the scent, out of the three, maybe that's what draws me in. There's something about it that is nostalgic. There's something about it that's classic, timeless. And I don't know. It really does remind me. The circus of value, face ass. That really is what it is.
Well, I mean, here's the biggest thing for me. When you hold that, look at that, feel that, and smell the fragrance, doesn't it feel classy and expensive?
Listen, you look at something like this and it doesn't come to mind.
I mean, that was the goal here.
Gimmicky.
You know, I want you to feel, I want you to look at that, smell that, and think to yourself, damn, they really charged $160. Like it could have been so much more. That's what I want people to think when they get their hands on these. You know, I want people to really see the value we were trying to bring.
And there's no way anyone could look at this and say this is a cash grab. There's absolutely no way.
Too late to order the fragrances.
No, they're still there. They're still available.
They're still there, Brian.
Yeah, they're still available, BC.
Shout out to BioShock. Yes, the original RXO. That's exactly
RXL's a gamer. He gets the reference. Do you get that reference? Because as soon as Joey said it, it was like, wow, no shit. Mind blown.
This really is it. This really is it, and it's beautiful. I couldn't imagine someone calling something like this tacky.
No, but
well, look, if it just isn't pleasing to your eye, it is what it is. It's not going to be for everyone. I get that, but it is a work of art.
Right, and I wanted, and I could see someone understanding that it's too busy, but that was the intention of it. That was the intention of that era and that time where it was.
And guys, this is exactly why I praise this man's creativity, because I can only take so much credit for this design. This is him running with my idea and creating brilliance behind it. You know, that inspiration comes from the mind of George Zaharoff, taking my story and saying, well, how about this? And then we start going back and forth and going through different renditions till we get to what's in your hands, Joey.
Listen, I don't want to say, because people are going to be subjective. They're going to have criticisms, like you said. You know,
yeah, that's fine.
I'm sorry. When I look at this, it reminds me of, and I've said this, Phantom of the Opera. It reminds me of BioShock. It reminds me of theater, and something nostalgic, something before all of our times. But
strange and mysterious.
Mystique?
That's the idea. Strange and mysterious. Hence the name Mystique being in there. The word Mystique.
I think it's beautiful.
And Joey's had a touch of my process. Has been exposed a little bit to my process with working with XXX and the packaging and all that too. So. That's why, sometimes people are very greedy with their talent. They don't want to share it. Don't tell people how you did it because you don't want to help others. And I just believe that the more you put out into the world, the more you give, the more you open yourself up to receive more, and it's just unlimited creativity. And so I enjoy it. I enjoy the collaboration. I'm very happy with what Ross and I did. I'm very happy with what Justin and I did, and I'm very happy with what I did with Andrea and Anthony. And so it's just beautiful, very beautiful.
I think Second Soul's the most creative because he literally, again, it goes to George Zaharoff's mind. Justin's story, I don't think it could have came to life better with the premise of you see the reflection and you are the second soul. It's a quadruple entendre. Justin had a triple entendre meaning for Second Soul. George added the fourth with this brilliance.
So
it's crazy the way it came together.
I want to talk about Second Soul because you look at the
it's synchronicity. It's the zeitgeist coming together and that spark.
You look at this box and it's a mirror. It's a reflection, and you stare at yourself, and clearly you can tell that it's meant to be impactful. It's meant to be deep. It's meant to be meaningful. Why the staring into the second soul?
I think that in this case, when you're holding it, it represents many things. It represents Justin's marriage. It represents the two of us coming together and doing something. It represents the two of us and the person, person purchasing it. It represents Justin and his subscribers. Like, there's a lot of meaning into that. And
including the second set for that same night. Brass and Soul was the first set. This is the second portion of that same gig.
And it's the second soul. It's the second in the Brass and Soul series. You're right, Ross. I forgot about that.
Yeah. That was part of his story, and that's when he sees her across the room and finds his second soul. Like, that was the second entendre. And so on. It really evolved.
And so when it came time to doing the box, they have these fabric. It's a fabric that has a mirror, and so I ordered those. And if you hold it up to like this far, it looks like a mirror, but the moment you pull it out, it looks like a fun house. So
that's what she said.
That's funny.
Hi, Daneem. Hi, Juan. I see you guys.
And so that's a glass mirror that's on that box. Is a glass mirror. So I wanted the image to be very, very sharp, and the vision of that to be crystal clear. And so that's Justin's.
And then the original piece that's going around the box, that's the second portion of the song Justin wrote. The first portion is on the Brass and Soul box.
See, that's those details, those minor details.
It's something you don't know if you don't hear about it, and it's exactly. Like, wow, they went that deep with it.
You appreciate it more, and you understand the vision behind all of it. It's not just a box.
Again, another entendre. That's the second. See what I'm saying? It just keeps going. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant story. Brilliant story.
I think it's beautiful. And whenever you have that real deep, intricate, thought-provoking, experiences, you sit there and you're like, it's just like it hits. We all have our own story. We all have our own soul, right? We are our own souls, and it's fucking deep. And I think that's beautiful that it was turned into an art and
even with Ross's packaging and box, and life is a theater. Like Zaharoff, I always say, like, Zaharoff gives theater. When I come on here for a couple minutes, I just want to give a little bit of theatrics, a little bit of fun.
He said it tonight. People want theater. He's right. People want a show. They want this. This is a show. What we're doing right now. People want a show. And
I want to give that. I want to escape myself too, right? I want to escape the everyday life and come on here and see something kooky. You see a gold lame with this hair, and you're like, what the heck? And this, and so I'm hot though. I get hot when I'm on camera. I get a little nervous, maybe, I don't know. So I warm up. But anyway, and so if I could make someone smile, or if I could say, something that will touch another person for a moment, so we're good. And so that's the Zaharoff Theater. That's with Ross, and his packaging is giving theater, giving a story.
It catches your eye. That was the intention,
right.
because it's the eye catcher of the group because of the color palette. It's very busy. All the things we were talking about earlier.
Is Juan in here? Did I see Juan?
Yeah, Juan's in here.
So the snake on Curly's packaging is the Ouroboros, and it's a symbol of immortality. It's the snake eating itself and being reborn. And so it's an Ouroboros. And the backside are the 12 gods.
And it wraps around the sides.
It wraps around. There's Poseidon and Zeus, and so it was done by an artist that Curly wanted. And it has this, she wanted to have for her bottle, she wanted it to look like a museum, like it was in a museum. And so that's what she got. That shade.
Look at that ZI for the snake.
And that's done by hand, by the way. The coloring, the shading is done by hand. A machine cannot make this. It's a mold. It gets pressed, and then it gets colored by hand. It's just beautiful. It's just gorgeous.
It's fucking amazing.
Beautiful. It's just beautiful.
I don't own stuff like this. You know, I don't see things.
You do
like
now.
Often. I do now.
And if this isn't art, if this isn't the art of parfum, or, you know, the l'art du parfum, if it isn't that, I don't know what is then. Like,
right.
Look at the details and everything, the intricacies. Everything is so beautiful.
So Joey, show the name on the bottom of the plate, if you don't mind. That's Andrea's handwriting.
Yeah, that's her handwriting.
Focus.
Details, guys.
Once again, insider information that most people wouldn't even think or realize.
I wanted them to have their personalities on all of this, and because there goes, like, when your mom cooks you a meal, it tastes better than have you gone to a restaurant. It's the love, it's the energy, and so
there we go.
I wanted.
Take a look at that.
It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. The pearlescence of the plate.
The pearlescent cap. I mean,
which isn't cheap, by the way. That pearl, Jesus Christ.
There was a lot of renditions for that.
I did a wardrobe change, and I was rocking Evening Mystique, but now I'm gonna put on Of the Immortals because it's great. All three of them are phenomenal. They really are. But I had such a hard time after smelling this in yours, Ross. It was, I don't know. It was tough. It was tough. You know, when you say, oh, which one is the best? You know, people end up feeling bad. They feel like, oh, they don't like. That's not the case with any of these. They're all home run fragrances. They all smell great. They all have the same treatment and art and materials and craft and love that was put into them. All three of them can stand on their own as a powerhouse. You know what I mean?
I gotta say, with Second Soul, I love the hell out of that one. As much as I love my own, honestly, because the smokiness, the musky suede, this fuzzy suede smell, and then the boozy aromatic tone at the top. Really, that's the main accords that come off of my skin. I kept complimenting Justin while we were doing our bottles, and he was wearing it the day he wore it. The sillage is magnificent on that for all of them, really. But Justin's, it just, that musky suede smell when it dries, just, I don't know, something about it does it for me. With Andrea's, I get a lot of the cognac and the spices, and then it settles into a jasmine coconut combo as it dries. A little feminine leaning, but very good for guys that are confident and likes that kind of stuff, like you, for example. You're loving it.
Love it.
Very, very good.
I just sprayed Second Soul because, and I have no problem saying this. Everyone knows this. I said it earlier. Second Soul, reminds me of Brass and Soul in the opening, and Brass and Soul was my favorite of the first launch, and now yours is my favorite of 2.0. It's just, like I said, if there was Acqua di Gio, now there's Acqua di Gio Profumo, and that's what Second Soul is. Second Soul to me is Profumo. It's darker, right? You're
Much
still
more.
getting that opening, that freshness that I love about Brass and Soul, but then everything else is just smokier. It's more mature. It's all of these are beautiful for this time of year. It's 32
And
degrees right now.
that whole brass and soap joke from last time, ain't much soap going on here, guys. It's a much darker and heavier fragrance.
No, there's no soap going on here.
Yeah. It's aromatic at the top, but it's so much darker and heavy.
I think a lot of the comments from the first set, I think that this go around, there's been, growth and lives have changed and things have gotten much bigger, and I think that you'll see that growth. And like when you look at the first set of the Z creators, you also, it's very it was the second after Jeremy Fragrance, and so there was a lot of work that went into it, and so for that time, they're still beautiful. Where am I going with this? Like they're still beautiful, and so I'm very proud of both of them. Now, is there going to be a third? I don't foresee it because next year is a little different for me. I'm not going to have the time or the wherewithal. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm really happy. So people ask why these three. It's because we had such a good synergy together in the first one, and I'm very limited because it's also a U.S. channel. Joey, what are you looking for?
There was something that I had that I wanted to show, and I'm not seeing it now, but we'll get to that later. I'm looking at these bottles, and just to feel them in your hands, they have weight.
They're super heavy.
They
How heavy was that whole package when you got it? Like 7 pounds.
It felt like my own package when I was holding it. It was familiar.
6 pounds. The three of them is 6 pounds. It's like a brick.
Well, 2 pounds each.
I love it.
And when you hold this, you just want to, appreciate it and hold it in your hand and say, "Wow, does this feel good?"
And one has decants. If you guys want to smell any of them, one has decants. If you purchased one, you'll get the other two in your package. Hi, Colin. So
yeah, guys, we were talking about it earlier. Juan's getting to work right now. Juan's making decants of the 3 bottles that came in. That's what he was going to do when he ended the stream earlier. Juan's got another set coming in that I sent out today. You guys give Juan a reason to order a third set. I want everybody to try it. Because of the limited nature of this, we couldn't do it. But it's great that there's people in the community that are doing that, and Juan's a stand-up guy. He deserves the praise and deserves your business.
I don't know, gentlemen. All 3 of these look like home runs to me.
I think so.
I think so too.
We have no problem standing by our products. We're very
I
proud.
felt like these were beautiful. I thought they were excellent. I had no problems with them. I thought they were great. But when I see the 2.0s,
so Jared, who you have pinned, he got his package today too. He was making posts earlier on IG and Facebook.
Shout out to Jared Miller. How you doing, Jared? Welcome. These damn packages were heavy as hell, literally a brick. I'm not lying. It feels like a brick, ladies and gentlemen. This I don't know. The aesthetics of it all, I love.
They're metal. They're metal pieces.
Metal pieces. It feels strong. It feels important. It feels quality. It feels like you're holding something of great quality, and that's genuine. When you guys get these in your hands, you're gonna hold them and say, "Fuck, this feels good to hold."
I would hope, if nothing else, that when people get these, they want to put it at the front of their collection because they're just so pretty to look at.
It's going to look really nice in someone's collection. Think about it. If you have the box sitting on a shelf, or it looks like an object of art. It looks like an object of art.
Because it is.
And so, And I'm so happy I'm able to express myself and Zaharoff through it as well. So I think it's kick-ass. It's really awesome. It's a blessing, and I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to the community. I'm grateful to the Cannoli Mafia. I'm grateful to you, Joey. I'm grateful to I'm grateful to Ross and Justin and Andrea. And so I'm in this space of gratitude, and I'm just very thankful.
So Juan said he bought a third set, and Z15 apparently is a good promo code for you guys. So you can even get a discount off his prices. I just read the comments.
Thanks, Juan. And so
thank you for the support, Juan. Seriously, 3 sets, that's big.
If I may, for a moment, talk about how Zaharoff makes their oils. Every oil comes from from certain parts of the world, and let's pick patchouli. Patchouli comes from the Zaharoff patchouli comes from the Aceh province, up in northern Indonesia, and it's considered a resource, just like ore or oil, regular like car oil or palm oil, and so it's considered a resource, and it has to be registered down to the farmer or the collective that created the oil, and that patchouli goes to a regional office in Southeast Asia with all the other oils collected. It gets processed and it goes to the south of France. It goes to Grasse. So this way, everything is IFRA compliant. We're not using, like I didn't want it where children were cultivating the patchouli, or the water being used to grow the patchouli isn't going in some tap water poisoning people. Like and it was sustainable. We're not ruining the soil. Like, this is so important to me. And so in order to do all of that, it has to be made by Man, who has the infrastructure to be able to, and the know-how to be able to do all of this work. Because, for example, I sell to Australia. I have Australian sandalwood. It's meant to be exported. I can't import my fragrance into Australia with Australian sandalwood because it's against the laws that they have, or the duties that are paid. I don't know, whatever it is. I can't import my fragrances that have Australian sandalwood in it. Like, that's how intricate this all is. And so that infrastructure is needed. And where am I going with this? Because I heard somewhere it says that George doesn't make his oils. Of course I don't make my oils. The way I want to be doing my business and do it on a global level, I can't be in my kitchen pouring, and it's just not possible. And God bless those who do it. God bless those who do it.
Wait, you mean you don't have Middle Eastern oils, like the stuff that's being said?
And that's
you mean to tell me you don't have the same oils as our moth?
And so whatever it is, whatever people need to do to make a living for themselves, God bless you. But I have always been, anyway, I just wanted to explain to you, when it comes to Zaharoff and the oils that I use, the infrastructure of Zaharoff is being built so it goes all over the world, not just, you know what I mean? There's a foundation being built, and there's a purpose and a long-term vision for all of this. And I need to do it on the up and up from the beginning.
I don't know if the average, fragrance guy knows how much work really goes into all of this shit. They've never done it themselves. They consume. They're consumers. Right. Few and far between actually create, actually make and manifest and bring things to life. So when, any criticism when it comes to that, like I said, ignorance is bliss. People don't understand how much work, time, effort, and money goes into this kind of shit, And
like, for some people, it's like, oh, it's a 50% concentrate. I would never put, like, you guys got to be careful the oils you put on your skin. Because
there's certain restrictions on places. Like, they don't let us do just whatever the hell we want. It becomes toxic at a certain point. Certain oils. Like, we have... Like, certain fragrances can go to 40, but certain ones can only go to like 28.
Yeah.
Because of the certain oils that are in it, based on all the compliances.
because your skin absorbs it, and then it could be something that's affecting the body. And so I think I'm done with it. I think I've said my point that no, I don't mix my own oils. No, I have noses. I am as an artist, I want to feel, I want to create the packaging and the overall image and what do I want, the story for this fragrance. But I go to people who know what they're doing to create the fragrance and develop it.
So like Joey was saying, as George's business partner likes to say all the time, and it's so true, he makes it look so easy. Nobody really understands what all he puts into everything.
You know what that's called? That's called fucking natural raw talent. You ever hear somebody sing and they make it look fucking easy, and then you try to sing it and you're like, ah! Yeah, that's called fucking talent. That's called experience.
There's so much that happens at that man's desk daily. Sundays, we were there yesterday. While I was doing samples and wrapping bottles and stuff like that, he was creating and working in his desk.
25.
He's always working.
Ross, yours has the highest percentile.
Right.
It is the strongest of the three.
It was what I wanted it to be. 22 was brighter and spicier, but the resins didn't come out the way I wanted. 25 was the one.
Are beautiful.
That's why at 25 it was the sweet spot to get what I wanted.
And do you see what it says, Ross, Joey, on the side? Do you see when you did the close-up? Did you see what that says right there on that line in the middle of the card? Do you guys see that? What does it say in the middle?
The gold print, Joey. That's going vertical.
This right here.
Yeah. What does that say? You become what you believe.
It's true.
Do you know I had that on my mirror next to my bedroom? I took a marker and I wrote that on my mirror. So I would look at it every day. You become what you believe.
Yet another detail and insight.
You become what you believe.
Well, all of these, it's a clear, look at this. That speaks for each and every one of these.
Yeah. It's great. If you would have shown me this 4 years ago, I would not have believed it.
We literally talked about that today. I said, think back to Signature Pour On. Did you ever envision doing what you're doing now? The launch that's got the next couple of launches, what's going on right now with this. Such a change, drastic change from 2018.
It's only the beginning of the journey, and yet so much has happened.
Yeah.
So much has been accomplished. So much has been created. So much art has come to life. It's impressive. It's beautiful. And it's authentic. And anyone that talks shit is just being a fucking hater at the end of the day. And we know the world's filled with them no matter where you are, what community, real life, internet life, you're going to get haters. But for anyone, and I can fucking say this on my own channel, for anyone to fucking try and shit on any of these, I'd love to see you fuckers do any better. Okay? And that's what it comes down to. People are quick to fucking have something to say, but they ain't got shit to back it up with.
We have no problem standing behind these because we know what went into this, what came from it, and we're just ready to receive. Like I was telling George today when we were on the treadmill before we hit the weights. Said anybody that just wants to shit on it's just being hateful. If it's just not for you, it'll be obvious you're being honest and it's not for you. We're fine with that. If you don't like it,
That isn't hating, by the way. That isn't hating. If you don't like it, it's not your style, it's too busy. I'm okay with all of that.
That's fine.
About the ones that,
I get that.
But
people know because
I don't mean to interrupt. People are allowed to have a difference of opinion, and if they don't like it, if they don't like how it smells, if they don't like how it looks, it's not for them. I get it. Yeah. There's a lot of popular fragrances that some people just don't like, but the majority do. That's natural. But when you look at this, and you look at the box, and you look at the bottle, and you're not holding garbage. You're not holding cheap. This isn't. Come on, guys. Like, this is beautiful. Fuck.
Enjoy it, Joey.
What in the actual fuck? That. The fuck? Like, I'm gonna put these top shelf right on display in the front of my collection, so when people walk into the room, they're gonna look at that and say, "What the fuck?" I can almost promise you anything. I could put money on it that people are gonna gravitate towards these 3 fragrances before anything else, because I know that's what I would do.
And guys, I know he's praising the presentation, but what I'm saying is the entire package. We stand behind these scent profiles, the performance that comes with them. I agree with you, Joey. They're stunning to look at. But I promise you guys, these are special fragrances through and through. They are. They are. I have no problem standing behind these statements.
It's an entire experience, from the box to the bottle to the scent inside.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything. Everything. And then when you have the backstories and the inspiration, or the lore, if you will, and you hear what inspired these and the intricate details that went into them, you have a more fond appreciation for the art and for the quality and the love that were put into these 3.
And this is why we're all fragrance community, because of our love for fragrances. This is what it's all about, right? And so anyway, thank you, Joey, for this. Thank you, everybody that's in the room.
We appreciate you guys joining us.
The love and support, and thank you, Jared, and I think Joey's going to get a little taste of this soon.
I've been telling him, you ain't ready. You ain't ready for when XXX comes out.
They don't understand.
Get ready. It's going to be why you, why him, why him, why him. Welcome to my world.
Yeah, what a treat.
Yeah.
Joey's was not a Z creator, because it was Joey inspired the XXX, as well as many of you, all of us in this room during the pandemic. The reason why the boxes are made, the bottles have been printed, I felt that I wanted, and the rendition is been chosen. However, I spoke to Claude the other day, and he you want to tell him, Ross?
I was gonna say, are you gonna tell him what you told Claude? Joey, because Claude gave me a call while we were working on, I forgot what we were working on. I think we were signing cards. And he's like, I haven't heard from George. I'm trying to get in touch with George. I know there's some alteration he wanted. So when George came in the room, I said, call Claude. He just called. So he calls him, and they got to talking about a few changes they wanted. And he started laughing. He said, I can't believe I'm saying this to you, but with XXX, I literally wanted to smell like a man just had sex, sweaty crotch, rubs his hand in it, and then smells it. That's what he said to Claude Deer.
And so
raunchy.
And so there was a rendition that Joey and I liked. It hits it on the top note, but it doesn't carry it through the rest of the fragrance, and so it becomes a citrus. You could still smell it, but the citrus aspects of it kind of cover it, because at 25%, the citrus covers it. So we're gonna try toning down the citrus and have a little bit, just a tiny bit, to have the skink, and then it's ready. And that is a limited run.
Limited.
Yeah, very, very small amounts, and people are going to be very angry at me because, the reason why it's limited is 2 things. It's because it's skinky. And
it's challenging for me.
I still love it.
It's challenging for me.
And
you know what, Ross? I'm a challenging guy for a lot of people.
Look, I love what you guys are doing. I love your packaging. All of that's great.
You like the packaging?
But guys, if you've been waiting on me to not have a rave review on a Zaharoff fragrance, it is coming soon. I'm not going to shit on it because it's an amazing storytell. The story is exactly what they were looking for.
Yeah.
I just can't wear it. I cannot wear it.
Listen,
I tried.
When you have a vision,
and guys, this is the rendition before he just told Claude this on the phone 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, whatever it was.
when you have a vision and you execute it, and it's to that standard and in that category and genre, and you do it well, that's the reaction that George and I always anticipated we'd get. And when people were smelling it and they said they wanted it more dank,
I
more
was
skanky,
so shocked in that live stream. You bunch of savages.
degenerates
Good
all
Lord.
around.
Yeah.
Degenerates all around. But, listen,
It's artistic.
Triple X is a vision. It's a love letter to the Cannoli Mafia. It's an underground collab with Zaharoff.
And it's
Shout out to
underground.
John.
It's underground because it's underground, right? These streams and the Joey 2000 or when we would have these talks about sexuality and the such, and I think that was what inspired it. And so it's more of an underground fragrance because it's really scandalous as well. But I love it.
The 2020 degeneracy of the 2 a.m. stream.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
Right.
Shout outs to the golden era. Shout outs to Ashcon. You know,
there's so much good coming. You got leather tobacco around the corner, then Triple X right behind it. It's
get ready,
good
my
stuff
people.
Coming.
Get ready, my
stuff's
people.
coming.
It's our time. It's our time, ladies and gentlemen. The game is coming. How exciting. I want to say congratulations to you personally, George, personally, Ross, Justin, Andrea. I know they're not here,
Thank you,
but
my friend.
I truly love all three of these, and I'm blown away by the entire experience. Like I said, from the box to the bottle to the fragrance itself, I think it's beautiful. I think
Enjoy.
Would you not reach for this fucking bottle if you looked at it and you're like, what the fuck does that smell like? All three of these make you stop, and in your mind, you already have an idea of what you think it's going to be. You know what I mean? And that is a thought-provoking ass concept. These are
in Greek mythology, just people like what is of the immortals. In Greek mythology, the gods would drink this potion for immortality, and so that's what that is. And the Ouroboros, the snake eating itself is death and renewal. It's immortality. That's the symbol for immortality. Infinite, and it's in the infinity symbol because it shows that life is infinite. And so you have a good you have a good collection there. So much love to everybody. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. I want to thank both of you for hopping on here, and
thank you for having us, Joey.
Once again, congratulations. What a accomplishment all around for each and every one of you.
Much love to the Cannoli Mafia. I love you guys.
Yes, thank you everybody in the chat for being here and for all the love and support. Seriously, guys and gals, seriously.
You know what? Can I change the subject a quick moment, just for a hot second? I got on a plane and I went to see George the Apprentice's movie, and he raised capital, he raised the money, he did what is that called?
He did a Kickstarter, not a GoFundMe. I originally thought it was GoFundMe, but he did
so he did a Kickstarter. He raised $20-some thousand. I went out there to support him. He looked good, like he looked healthy. He has made some changes in his life. He looked really good. His girlfriend is absolutely delightful, and I'm very proud of him because he put out this idea and he manifested it where many people would have raised the money and said, oh, well, I ran out, I couldn't do it, whatnot. There's a lot of that going on in the world. And so I'm just very proud of him. So we did that. And then we spent the day on the streets filming, just having people randomly smell the different colognes and the fragrances, which was so awesome and surreal, a little surreal to be in Edinburgh, which is a beautiful city. But George's film comes out the 25th, and it's going to be on I think it's Venmo. It's going to be on Venmo, available on Venmo for a couple dollars. So, if you could support him or the arts, just wanted to put that out there. But it was good seeing Chris and George and hanging out with them for a day. I went for a weekend. I got there Friday and I was back home on Monday. So
I'm happy to hear that you had a wonderful time, and best of luck, of course, to The Apprentice. I know that's his passion, and one thing I have to respect and appreciate is when you do something you love and you go after it and you give it a shot.
It's
That's
a big
what life-
deal.
that's what life-
Putting your ass out on the line for it's a big deal.
That's what it's. That's what
Vimeo.
life-
Vimeo. All right,
Vimeo.
Vimeo. Yeah, Scales corrected. Vimeo. Because I was thinking, I was like, Venmo's a payment option.
Sorry.
I was thinking, you know.
My dream is wait. What did Cuddles? Hi Neil. What did he say?
My dream is to move out to Montana and live near Terry. Well, Cuddles, that can easily happen.
Terry, I'm sure Terry would love to have you on his ranch.
Mr. Montana Cuddles.
Montana's beautiful.
Montana.
The video, the idea was such a shout out to the OG style Fragcom original street
Hell yeah, Jared.
reviews. The thing is this, I had to make it Zaharoff, and I because I'm like, okay, I'm freezing my ass off,
It was hilarious in the intro.
and so let's offer 20 quid to everybody to get this moving, and it was like one after the next, and then people were going, what are you doing? And it's like, okay, come on, sit down, get it.
Chris made it hilarious in the intro with George. We're giving away 20,000 pounds. No, it's 20 pounds. So he looks at George. We're giving away 20 pounds. I was dying. It was hilarious. It was such a good video. I'm surprised it's not doing better than it was. I looked earlier, it was only at 5,000 views. I figured something like that would have grabbed a lot of attention because it's got money involved, you know?
Hell yeah.
So,
Well, I got to check out this video.
It's hilarious.
I seen the thumbnail and I was cracking up.
It's
at it.
hilarious.
I'm looking forward to seeing this. There's no bidets in Montana, out of respect. Well, shout outs to everyone who goes after the dreams. You know, whether they accomplish them or not, at least they gave it a shot.
that's
At
right.
least they fucking tried.
That's
Something
right.
just to hear the gun go off, guys.
You know, and you know, there's the one thing I never wanted, life of quiet desperation. I didn't want to be sitting somewhere saying, oh my God, I'm not living, I'm not going after what I love. And so balls out, and no matter what happens, you know.
He froze. Reboot.
No matter what happens, you know, I can say that I gave excellence and I lived my life and went after my dreams and did my best. Hi, Larry. All right. Good night.
Hey, Big Shot.
I'm gonna fall asleep on you guys.
George,
Yeah, I'm pretty tired too.
I'm going to wrap this up because I don't want something as beautiful as this to be ruined by any debauchery or degeneracy, which we know happens all the time. So I am going to end this. I do want to thank each and every one of you guys in the chat and the viewers, whether you were lurking, jerking, or watching.
But can they put a like? Can they just hit a like?
Can you please?
How many likes do we have?
I'm going to look right now. Ladies and gentlemen. We have 44 people watching. We have 37 likes. The
Okay.
likes are going up. Someone disliked it. How dare they? 38 likes. Guys, can we get it to 40 likes, please? It would make my night if we could get it to 40 likes. We're at 38 likes, ladies and gentlemen. 42 likes. You guys are the fucking best. Thank you all so much. I do greatly
What I'm talking about.
appreciate it. Once again, George, Ross, congratulations. You
Thank
guys
you so
have a
much, Joey.
wonderful night. I cannot wait to hear and see what comes for the next few weeks on this beautiful fucking triumph. And I'm really looking forward to this. I'm actually interested in seeing
Me
what
too.
everyone has to say.
Yeah.
How exciting.
too,
Hope everyone
man.
enjoys it. Hope everyone enjoys it. Thanks,
Same.
Joe. Bye, Ross.
Much love, guys.
So have a good night, everyone.
See you later.
Bye.
We are at the 1 hour, 32 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
Put it right there for him.
Yeah, we got to put it right there.
Put it right there.
Jesus, we got to, got to put it right
Tell
there.
them where the fuck to put it, George.
Joey has bills to pay.
I have
Right?
to. Listen. I have
Put
to
it right
pay this
there.
fucking heat bill in Wisconsin. Everything's going up.
So if you would so kindly go to paypal.me/JujuBean93 and put it right there if you'd like a shout out from Mr. Joey Cannoli, the one and only King Cannoli, live stream king. Thank you very much.
Listen, you heard it from Ross, ladies and gentlemen. Live stream king George has left the building like Elvis.
He's gone.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ross, Thank you. Also, would you
Thank you,
kindly
man.
put it right there, ladies and gentlemen? That's a little Bioshock reference for all you gamers out there.
Yes.
Would you
Yes.
kindly put it
You
right
blew my mind with that reference earlier, man. That was
Dude,
great. I
if
never
it-
thought of that. It made total sense.
immediately came and I said, I knew it. I knew there was something tapping into my fucking deep nostalgia, core memories. Bioshock's one of my favorite games of all time.
So I'm gonna have to go back and pop like the original in when I get
Pop
back
it in.
home, because
Pop.
now I'm curious to go see, because I haven't seen it. I haven't played the game.
There's a
years, man.
remaster.
I got 1 and 2.
There's
I have
a
1 and
remaster.
2.
I'm talking about the first one.
I'm gonna go pop the original in,
Pop that bad motherfucker in.
but
Shout
only after a few people put it right there.
Well, you know what?
We gotta put it right there. I'm gonna put it right there when I get off the screen.
Oh shit! Well, you know what?
I'm gonna put it
Since
right
you
there.
put it that way and you're gonna put it right there, would you kindly listen? I'm gonna bring up the phone right now. We're gonna see who's the first one to put it right there tonight.
Well, it might
first
reset
one.
me. It might reset me. So hold on.
Oh, also there is Venmo, ladies and gentlemen. I want to give a big shout out to Autumn 1069. Put it right there. Thank you so much, Autumn. Guys, if you do not have PayPal and you do have a Venmo, if it's JujuB93, it's the same thing as PayPal. Please support the stream, support the years of content spent around BC motherfucking knows since the golden era. We're still partying, baby. We're still in this motherfucker. Ross,
I just put it right there.
You were the first one to put it right there on the PayPal. You
I
did
just
it.
put it right there.
He fucking put it right there, ladies and gentlemen. This man is on the screen.
That's a shame, because it was cutting out while I was doing it.
You did it,
guys. We're better than this.
You heard it here first.
Gotta put it right there.
you got to put these fuckers in timeout. I'm telling you. Thank you, Ross, for putting it right there, and thank you, Autumn, for the Venmo. You guys have a great night. I love you all.
That's just the. I mean, I look at it as me paying for your positivity, right?
Listen, I'm just keeping it real, man. I'm just keeping it real. I know.
I just look. If you wouldn't have liked it, would I have been a little heartbroken? Of course.
Probably.
But hey,
right.
Not everything's for everyone. You know what I mean? I get it.
I'm really impressed. You always really surprised me in all the best ways possible. And I just knew, looking at that box when I touched the sides, I was like, oh, this is going to be good. You know, could you imagine if you had this beautiful box and then the scent was...
And it was a shit fragrance.
It was a shit fragrance. I'm letting you guys know right now, if you like the boxes represent the scent on the inside. They're fucking fire. That's all I'm going to say.
That was the plan. It all ties together.
Motherfucker, it all comes around. Guys, have a great night. I'll see you later. Go over there, subscribe if you haven't to TLTG Reviews, but I'm sure most of you guys already have. You already know who Ross is. And, of course, shout-outs to George. I will see you guys in the future. Who knows? Could be tonight. Could be tomorrow. Take care. Shave your hair. Mafia for life.